Hello and welcome to your 2025 self-assessment questionnaire. I'm going to share a few tips and tricks with you just prior to you uploading your details via our portal. However, don't forget we're also offering an initial 15-minute meeting to discuss your return prior to work commencing. And if you want to book this, you can call us on 01908 597 094 or you can follow the link on the website. To book, click here. A couple of important things before we move on. If you have incurred a capital gain on a property or you think you're about to and it's not your main residence, you must report this to HMRC within 60 days. And if you're absolutely unsure if this applies to you, please do get in touch with us as soon as possible and we can help you. The next thing to do before you start doing absolutely anything is gathering together your documents that cover your payments or receipts that were made between the 6th of April 24 and the 5th of April 25. Where you've paid or received money or funds monthly, you might need to obtain more than one document that will cover the whole period. A quick note on pensions. If you've received a state pension, please provide your annual DWP payment notice. Not all state pensions are paid at the same rate, and not knowing this can cause errors in your calculation for your annual income. If you did make payments into a pension and intend to claim tax relief through your self-assessment, we will need to see details of the pension scheme, its tax status, and the payments you made over the relevant period. Please be aware that some schemes may have already been claiming tax relief on your behalf, or payments have already been made as net tax relief. Now, you've got a few options to complete your form. This video will take you through the online option. However, don't forget, if you scroll a little bit further down on the website, you can make your submission by email or by hand or post. Now, we recommend the online method for security. However, if you send items by email, please make sure you printed out the form available in the download questionnaire by PDF on the website. Complete the form and together with any supporting documents, send it to selfassessment@hippie.co.uk. Don't forget, although we do our best to ensure the security of our documents and data, please do remember that it's possible to intercept emails that pass over the internet, especially if others have access to your email account. And of course, you can always hand or post your documents to us. So, we're going to go through how to complete your self-assessment form questionnaire online. So, you'll be able to find the link by clicking the grey Here icon. Now, this year we've used Typeform to help us get the best options for yourself. You'll be presented with this screen, and every question you answer will be submitted to us as long as you get right to the end. If you choose to stop halfway through and exit, please remember your questions will be deleted and you'll have to go back to the start. For security, once you've finished your questionnaire, you will not be able to re-access the documents. They come securely to us and we'll download them from our side. So, let's go. Your first options are entering your details. So, please enter them, as you see on the screen here. And then once you finish your details, press OK. Now, if there's any major updates to share with us this year, please enter them here. So it might be something like, I have 2 new jobs. And then press OK. The next question is going to ask if you had any employment earnings in the year. Now, this will be things where you're employed by somebody else. If you didn't have any, simply press no. If you did, press yes. When you press yes, we're going to ask you to upload all your P60s, any P45s or P11Ds. Now, do remember, you may not have all these documents at the moment. Therefore, we'd advise waiting until you do. If we run PAYE on your behalf and you're a director, we'll already have the P60 that we supply. However, all other employment should be there. and it's as simple as dragging and dropping the file in. Once you've completed all your P60s or P11Ds, press OK. We're now going to ask if you've got any bank or building society interest income in the year. Now this will be things such as interest certificates, bank statements, copies of passbooks, and don't forget any interest income on accounts and any non-UK accounts. Now in this case I have 2, so I'm going to press yes. And again, it's as simple as dragging and dropping your statements in here. And then when you've completed, press OK. Did you receive any dividends in the year? If we undertake your statutory limited company accounts, then we'll already have your dividend certificates. However, you may have dividend certificates for the likes of Royal Mail or Vodafone or BT, or maybe other limited company or PLCs. If you don't have any, simply press no. If you have any, press yes. And in this case, simply upload your dividend certificate and press OK. Did you have any pension income in the year? Now this will include your state pension, private pensions and any public service pensions. We don't need to know about refunds of pension contributions that were made via payroll. For instance, if you opted out of auto-enrolment and received your money back. If you have any, press yes and we'll ask you to upload your documents. Otherwise, press no. The next question will be, did you or your partner receive child benefit in the tax year? People sometimes know this as family allowance. If you did, press yes. If not, press no. And did you receive any state benefits in the tax year? Now we do sometimes need these, as some state benefits can count towards your taxable income. If you did receive any state benefits, press yes and we'll ask you to upload your documents. If not, press no. Now, we'll go into a few questions that are for those with more complex or unusual circumstances. Now, we ask everybody these questions, but if you don't understand the question, it's likely that it doesn't apply to you. We've also added this year a not sure option in case you need further help. When you click not sure, you'll be able to carry on, but we'll contact you to ask for further details. When you're ready, press continue. So, question 12 is, did you make or receive any maintenance payments in the tax year? Now this is where you're making payments to a previous partner or spouse on behalf of children. If you didn't make these payments, simply press NA. If you did receive payments, then press receive. If you also made these payments, you can press made. When you're ready, press OK. Did you make any donations to charity? Now, these are charity donations where you've opted into gift aid. If you made these donations, please tell us. If you made donations but you didn't supply gift aid, please tell us, although we don't need the certificates. And if you made no donations at all, simply click No Donations Made. When you're done, press OK. We're now going to ask if you made any pension contributions into the tax year. Full details of pensions during the tax year, together with your supporting pension premium certificates, are required. If new policies have been affected or existing premiums increased, please tell them about them. Now, if you made payments into a private scheme, select this option A. If you also made payments via an employer, select option B. If you didn't make any payments, press option C, and if you're not sure whether payments were made or not, press option D. I'm going to choose option B. And I'm going to upload my pension statement, which I can obtain from my pension provider, or an employer may also provide this on your behalf. Now, did you make any EIS or VCT investments in the tax year? We'll need the relevant tax certificates provided by your EIS or VCT supplier. If you don't know what these are, it's highly unlikely that you've got them. However, if you're not sure, please ensure you click option C. In this case, I'm going to click B, I don't have any. And did you receive any trust income in the year? Now, we'll either need your trust account or your form R185 that the trustees of the trust will send you. If you didn't have any of these, press no, and then press OK. And we're also going to ask you now whether you received any annuities, chargeable events or gains on life policies. Again, if you're not sure what these are, it's highly unlikely that you actually had any of these. But again, if you're not sure, please tell us. In this case, I didn't have any. And did you have any property income in the tax year? Now this will be income from a second property or a property that you rent, either permanently or via a short-term let. Now, in this case, we're going to ask you 4 questions. So either yes, you had property income. No, I didn't have property income. C, I need to tell you about this. Or D, I'm not sure. Now, in most cases, you'll either pick yes or no. However, if you're currently renting out a property and have never told us about this, you will need to tell us. So please choose option C. In this case, I'm going to choose option A, yes. And I'll be asked to upload my property income details. And in this case, I've got a small set of rental accounts that I'm going to upload. When you've put all your documents in the portal, press OK. And did you receive blind person's allowance? Now, if you're registered for blind person's allowance, we'll ask you a few further questions about this, including your local authority letter. It's likely that you've already told us about this, and you won't need to upload any further details. However, in most cases, the option is likely to be no. So press no and then go OK. And then we're going to ask you, is there anything else we need to know about? If you're absolutely sure you've told us everything, press no. If there's still some details you need to let us know about, press yes. Now the details we need to know about could be along the lines of, I'm now a 40% taxpayer, what do I need to do? And when you're finished with your question, press submit. And that's it. You've reached the end of your self-assessment. If you'd like to book a self-assessment meeting, please use the link here. Otherwise, press the purple button to finish. Now, I'm going to book a simple meeting with Michaela to speak about self-assessments. The self-assessment catch-up is absolutely free. All you need to do is select a date on the calendar, a relevant time, and enter your details in this box here. Choose how you want to speak to us, which is telephone call, Teams meeting, or visitors in the office. And if there's anything else in particular that's affecting your business or personal circumstances, you can add it again here. Once you're ready, press book, and that will be sent through to us. Once again, thank you for watching this video, and we hope to speak to you soon.